Hey everybody, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Sony is killing physical media. Alright, so Sony announced this previous week that they are stopping production of physical video games for the PlayStation consoles starting January 2028. And this is just a tragedy. Let's just say it how it is. It sucks. It's not great. This is terrible for game preservation, and it's terrible for game ownership. It's terrible for ownership of any kind of physical media, to be frank, and I'm just so disgusted with it. The problem with stopping physical media production is it gives consumers less options when it comes to purchasing any form of physical media, whether that be games, movies, or music, books even. It's terrible all around, and Sony doesn't seem to have a proper plan for this, because when you think about what the next generation of consoles is going to be, we're looking at upwards of $1,000 base level for a next-gen console, and if you take that into account, there's going to be no disk drive, so you're paying $1,000 for a brand new console, and if your entire video game collection is physical media, you're gonna have to they're basically expecting you to repurchase your games if there's no proper solution to get those games onto brand new hardware. This is terrible. It's monopolistic, and I do believe PlayStation should course correct. Do I think that PlayStation's going to course correct on this one? Probably not. They have no reason to course correct on this, because why would they keep the middleman in the picture? Because when you purchase a used game, Sony makes zero money off of that game. So why would they allow that market to continue when they can make full profits on their digital storefront? And the biggest problem with this is at the same time of them announcing the physical media going away, they also announced that the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores are also getting shut down July of next year in North America, and in other countries much sooner, as in this year. So yeah, this is terrible, and I do have to admit that I have been not great about purchasing physical media as of late. I'm getting better. I'm doing a lot better. But when I was a teenager, I was still in high school. I was quite terrible at purchasing games, because I have over 200 something digital games in my PlayStation library, and I regret that decision. I really do wish I could go back in time and purchase all those games physically, but all is said and done, I did not understand the problem with digital games during that time. For some reason, it just went over my head. I'm basically playing catch up, trying to correct my mistakes of purchasing digital only for a very long time. Recent times, I've been purchasing games mostly physical when I can. If it's an indie game, I usually purchase that digital, because that's what they come out on at first. So just wanted to admit that I've not been great about purchasing physical, just because as someone who has bought a lot digitally over the past decade, don't feel great about it. Gotta say that. Just don't feel too great about that, but I've come around. I actually understand a lot more. I don't know why I had a lapse of judgment when I was a teenager, but here we go. We're here now. I know it's wrong to do. It's not wrong. I'm not going to shame anybody for buying digital. If you don't have the space for it, that's totally fine. And if you don't understand, I totally get that. But basically, I did not understand how not great it was to not own my games. But now I know that I don't own any of those digital games, and they can be taken away like that. So I'm going to be correcting that over the next however long, trying to build back up my collection. Not everything, because there's a lot of stuff I bought that I just didn't like, which sucks even more when you buy digital. So anyways, So, this next half of the video, I want to talk about some physical media that I appreciate so much because I spent a lot of it talking about the doom and gloom. Let's talk about why physical media is still awesome and why we should still support it to combat these new changes at Sony. And starting off, we're going to talk about Astrobot. I chose this because it's my favorite game on the PlayStation 5, and it's also my favorite. Well, I'd say it's my favorite Sony first-party game on the PlayStation 5. It's the best game I think they've made, and I chose this because Sony's actually really good at physical releases. They put the full data on the disc when you buy a PlayStation first-party game. There's updates that come out usually afterwards when you talk about Sony first-party games. Like, they usually add photo mode stuff or New Game Plus, what have you, updates, multiplayer modes, what have you. But the full content that really matters is usually on the disc of the game. Like the base content complete main part of the game is usually on disc. So it's very strange that they're the ones that are pulling out of physical media. Would have thought it would be Xbox because we'll talk about them in a little bit, but they're usually terrible. It never put the full game on disc. It's usually just a key that you buy that tells you can play the game until they decide that you can't. So I chose Astrobot because it's a really phenomenal game, and also this is a cool physical release because not a lot of games do this anymore, but there is actually a insert, and this insert is a double-sided poster that has like a cool, cute little comic on it, and yeah, the game, I could take this out and put it on my PlayStation and play it offline. And also there's a cute little like reversible cover of Astro and all the bot versions of PlayStation characters. This is a great physical release. And this is just a great game. Talking about this, I want to go play Astrobot. This is a great game. It's a great video game. It's just a shame that PlayStation's pulling out of the physical game market, especially with something like this, because this game's great and they're pretty good about it. So it's kind of sad to see that they're pulling out so soon. Next games we're going to talk about are the Final Fantasy Remake games. These both kind of harken back to the OG Final Fantasy VII as they come on multiple discs. It's not the same as where like you finish disc 1 and then you put in disc 2 and that's the rest of the game. There's a data disc that you download the first half of the game, and there's a play disc where you download the next half of the game and then you play the game. It's a full physical proper release with no extra downloads unless you get the PS5 version, which does have DLC, but other than that it's content complete. So yeah, great version of this game. I am very much in my Final Fantasy VII obsession, so I had to shout these out because I love this franchise and I love Final Fantasy VII and the remake trilogy so much. So wanted to talk about that. Just got this one for my birthday. I don't know why it took so long to get around to playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. There will be a video coming out sometime in the near future where I'm going to be yapping about Final Fantasy VII, so stay tuned for that. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, same thing. Data disc, and other disc has is just a play disc with the rest of the data on it. But this is also a game that you can play offline, no data required after the fact. There's no DLC for Rebirth either, so you can play. There's updates that have come out that like add new modes and stuff, but you can play the base game no problem on this disc without internet connection. And also Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, phenomenal game so far. About 20 hours in now. Don't know why it took so long. Feel like an idiot for waiting, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. These two amazing games. I really hope that they don't just drop the ball and don't put out a great physical release of Revelation, which is the final part of the remake trilogy. I really hope we get a physical version of that game on PlayStation 5, because I would hate to not have a complete trilogy physically for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Resident Evil Requiem, Capcom is really good about putting the full data on disc for their games. This is one that reminds me to purchase the rest of the series physically. I am ashamed to say that I have most of the franchise digitally, and I want to rectify that because this is my top 3 gaming franchises of all time. I really hope soon to complete my physical collection of Resident Evil games. I have Requiem, I have 4 Remake, I have Village, I have 7, I have 4 original on the Wii and the PS2, and I have 2 original on PS1. Need to get a case for 2 original on PS1, but besides that, gonna change my ways and finally collect one of my favorite franchises of all time on physical release, but I've been doing pretty good about getting the most recent releases on physical. And Requiem, you could play the entire thing, base game, on the disc. This is a phenomenal game. Was my game of the year before Pragmata. Pragmata is a great game. Go check that one out. To wrap this up, I wanted to talk about some physical games that I have that are pretty much not great physical releases. Don't know what the hell I'm saying. But first, starting off with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I had to pick this up as a disc for my PS5. I just needed it to. I just wanted to have a physical version as I played the Xbox version digitally. Yeah, so Xbox published this game, and they don't put the full game on the disc, which is funny because I'm going to be getting a full physical release of this because the Switch 2 version of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is fully on the cartridge, and that's the only way I can have a full, complete version of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is one of my favorite games of all time. I want a true physical version just in case licensing dries up for this one, but yeah, this is just disc, nothing crazy about it. Internet required, you have to download it, but I love this game. Wish they put it out on like a 2-disc thing like Final Fantasy did, but beggars can't be choosers. I got this. This is not a great physical because you have to download it, but still physical nonetheless. Yeah, just wanted to shout out a few of those. I'm going to add another section in here. We're going to talk about Persona 3 Reload and Street Fighter 6 because what these have in common is that these are Nintendo Switch 2 game key cards. And what game key cards are basically what these 2 games are. It is just a cartridge. The cartridge is in my Switch 2 for this one, but what it is it's a cartridge like this. It looks like any other Switch cartridge except it has like a little key on it. And these are basically just keys in a cartridge that allow you to download the game and play off the data downloaded to your system. I actually don't mind game key cards. I know they're problematic, but the reason I like these is I can still sell these physically, and I guess I would say the same for these because these are basically like game key discs. I could still sell these if I ever wanted to. Never a shot in hell that I'm selling a damn Indiana Jones anything. The day I sell anything Indiana Jones related is the day that I've completely lost it. I don't mind key cards. I would prefer to get a key card rather than getting something from the eShop because it's usually cheaper and you could buy these in stores and they have a cartridge. They play off the thing. You just need extra storage, which is the problem. And you don't really own these because they could take away the licenses for these too. But for some reason, I really just don't mind key cards. I'm still buying something that can sit on my shelf and then I could take out and look at everything. And there's a cartridge and I still put it in my console. I dropped the Street Fighter 6 cartridge. Sorry for all the yapping. Just needed to talk about Nintendo Switch and the key card situation because I don't see. I think that's a better solution than just outright killing. I'd rather have a game key disc or a game key card than just only digital, because at least with these I could still sell them for they have value. They're a tangible object. Like, I could go to my shelf and pick this up and I'm like, I want to play Indiana Jones, and put this in my console. So I prefer these over digital only. They're not great by any stretch of the imagination, but at least it's something tangible. It is something that is special to, like, go into a store and pick up a video game disc and put it in my console, download or not. So I don't really have a problem with those. I just more so have a problem with just digital only. Digital only is not the way. Like, the code in the box stuff is 1,000 times more worse than a game key card, and a disc with only a key on it. So anyways, enough of the rambling. Just wanted to shout out physical media and urge everybody to go support local stores, support your local game stores, support physical media in any way, shape, or form. Buy your movies physically, buy your music physically, buy your games physically, and buy your books physically. Just get out there and support physical media, because Sony's trying to kill it, and we need to stop Sony from killing this and show them that we still care about physical media, and it is still a huge chunk of their audience. Yeah, that's about all I have to say on the matter. You guys take care, and I will see you guys next time for a much happier video. I'm going to be yapping about Final Fantasy VII in the next video. A lot of raving about Final Fantasy VII to come. So, yeah, take care. Sorry for the rambling, but had to talk about it. Peace out.